Channel. Today we're going to be discussing how insecurity is starving Nigeria. The real reason for food inflation, it's insecurity.
Prepares his farm as the rains return, but he's concerned. Recent attacks by groups of armed bandits and the presence of large herds of cattle in the area have dashed his hopes for a bumper harvest.
The Fulanis let loose their cattle to damage our crops. When you react, there's a fight. But you know, some farmers can't tolerate these sort of acts. They attack the herders and their animals. And you know, the cattle is the Fulani's most important asset.
Abdullahi Bako is Fulani. Farmers say his kinsmen are responsible for most of the attacks. But he says it's farmers who started the conflict by taking over grazing lands and cattle roads and stealing animals. He says those actions pushed many young Fulanis into crime. But the result is that everyone is now a victim.
Everybody is talking about the high food price, but nobody is talking about the real cause. It is not just inflation of subsidy. That is a part of it, but that is not the reason. The real reason why food is expensive, why there's food inflation in Nigeria, it is fear. Fear is driving Nigerian farmers off their land. They cannot cultivate their land anymore. They cannot plant crops. Then how are we going to get food? Fear is the problem. Today, we want to expose how insecurity is starving Nigerian and why your next meal is a luxury already. Imagine being a farmer. You wake up not thinking about rain or fertilizer because we have rain in abundance. We have fertilizers because government is subsidizing and making farming sexy. But your problem, what you're thinking as an average farmer, the fear is that whether bandits will kidnap you before sunset. This is the daily reality of thousands of Nigerian farmers. And if the farmers are too scared to go to their farm, who is going to feed the nation? Who is going to put food on our table? Remember, if crop is not grown, there will be no food in the table. If crop is not grown, there will be scarcity. And with the scarcity, there will be food inflation, which will cause increase. It will not be highest bidder. Who pay more get the food. So why those who could not afford to pay more will go home with nothing? This is the situation in Nigeria currently now. Even though the government makes it look like they are doing more in agriculture, they are trying to subsidize farming, encourage people to farm, give them subsidy, give them money, give them equipment. Is the farm secured? Is it safe to go to the farm? This is the problem that no one is talking about. The president just commissioned a fleet of tractors. Which farm, where are they going to use this tractor? Will bandit not come one day and on a gunpoint command them to move all the tractor and they'll go away with them? Or will bandit not come one day and kidnap all the farmers and demand a ransom? We've seen that before. If insecurity is not fixed, the Nigerian farmer will continue to be afraid to go to the farm and there will continue to be food inflation. This is where the government is not looking at. They are treating the issue of insecurity with child gloves. It is the main cause of food inflation. Though the floating of the naira and fuel subsidy removal is also a factor, but the main cause is that many Nigerians today are afraid to go to their farm in Plateau State, in the Middle Belt, in the South-South, in the Southeast, all over Nigeria. Many farmers are afraid of their life because they don't know what awaits them in the farm. They are willing, they enjoy their job, they like to go to the farm. But in what expense? The expense of their life? Nigeria once fed West Africa. Now we import rice, wheat, even tomatoes. We now import tomatoes. While we sit on the most fertile land in West Africa, if not the whole of Africa. Why are we importing rice, wheat, and even tomatoes? It's because farmers are afraid to go to their farm. From Borno to Zamfara, From Kano to Benue, farmers are being killed every day, kidnapped, or even forced to pay ransom. Over 3 million Nigerian farmers are internally displaced. They are internally displaced from their communities. Not by natural disasters, by attack of Boko Haram, herders clashes, and unknown gunmen. They are internally displaced. That is the reason for the food inflation. In 2022 alone, over 60% of farmers in the Northwest do not plant a single crop. Let us sink. 60% of the farmers in the Northwest do not plant a single crop. Reason why? Because of fear of unknown gunmen who controls their villages and towns. So they are afraid of their life. They flee the town. 60%. This is the reason for food inflation. And the government, all they do is send soldiers. Sometimes they don't even send. But what is the plan beyond sending soldiers who will come fire some bullets and they go back? And this bandit returns, kidnap more people, burn down more villages, cause more havoc, and cause other farmers to flee. This is the reason for food inflation in Nigeria. Can this be fixed? Yes, it can be fixed. If we are having a willing and dedicated government who is interested in the farmers, who is interested in crushing down food inflations, not just coming up with funny statistics or opening our borders up for people to pour in all kinds of products to subsidize the food inflation, but refusing to address the problem facing the Nigerian farmers. In conclusion, every plate of food is political. I want you to know this. Every plate of food is political. If you care about the price of garri, you should care about who protects the people growing it. If you care about how much your tomatoes cost in the market, that cucumber, that food that you like so much, that plantain, that yam, that carrot, if you care about it so much, you should care about who protects those who produce those food. Because if you do not care about the laws, the people who you vote in office, who will make laws to protect these farmers, you will end up paying more for what you would have paid less for. Nigeria cannot survive on importation. No country survive on importation. We cannot import and hope things get better. No, we need to act. We either face insecurity or we starve. That is just it. There's no two way about it. We either face insecurity or Nigerians starve.